Wow, that's excellent. I think soon Sanjeev may be hired by others to give advice on how to do this. So Sanjeev, because we have people from, the Choose Paris region, from Berlin, from Bavaria, from Munich, from Scotland, from France, from the Netherlands, from Finland, they may not know what is this KDEM, right? So can you just unpack what is KDEM a little bit for the basic, and then we go deeper?
Sure. Thank you, Jose. Thank you for inviting me here and interacting with the great visionary leaders from across the globe. I have never seen a crowd where 80-90% is the world over leaders has come down to city. So on behalf of Government of Karnataka and KDEM, warmly welcome to all of you in the city of innovation, the capital city of India where these unicorns are born and where you find the entire ecosystem of startups playing a very important role for the digital economy. So warm welcome. The second is, thank you. The second is KDEM, Karnataka Digital Economy Mission, is an organization set up by the government, but a very unique manner, where industry, government and industry is combining together. It's a not-for-profit organization. And this mission is to enable the digital economic growth. For example, today we will be somewhere around $135 billion in the state. Can we go to $300 billion? And our country is aspiring for a $1 trillion digital economy. Our Prime Minister said, can Karnataka contribute 1/3 out of this? From one state, 1/3. And that's a mission that has been come forward. We have industry leaders on the top of us, who is the board of directors. We designed the strategy to execute in the state based on the advice of the industry. And the entire funding to run this organization comes from the government. So the government funds it, industry advises it, we leverage industry network to execute the strategies on the ground level and see the results, which is amazing, fantastic, workable.
It is always so difficult to bring government and industry together. Each has a different paradigm, a different framework, and to align and create those sweet spots of quick win is really difficult. Usually when you bring government and industry together, one party is upset. One is saying the other is too slow, one is saying the other is too fast, and so on. So this is really awesome. So, the other thing that's going to happen today, after Sanjeev finishes this talk, is he's having multiple bilaterals with different people from different countries. Maybe they will want to know the secret sauce, so you can reveal to them how much you want to. But when I observed KDEM's growth, I think in the last 3 years,
yeah.
It's born 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, in 3 years, it's incredible. And when I see that you're not just, because Prime Minister told that, let's say 30% of that has to come from one state, Karnataka, you also look beyond Bangalore. So can you just unlock this for our audience, because otherwise everybody is looking just at Bangalore. What is the value of looking beyond Bangalore, and what is this new concept of cluster that we are very nicely evangelizing, and everybody is talking about cluster. So can you just unpack these two layers for us?
So I think the realization started coming in place long time back, but two important facts. One, the talent which is available in Karnataka is the world-class talent for serving the global companies. Why? Fortune 500 companies want to set up their R&D centers here. Why? Why the, out of 107 unicorns, 50 unicorns are born from Bangalore? Why? Why the VCs, when they come here and look at setting up the base in Bangalore? Dear friends, it is just because of the talent. And the talent and the government of Karnataka's policies to attract them as well is to ensure that this talent is not just born in Bangalore. This talent is actually born outside Bangalore. And they have been coming here and attracting those opportunities. When we look into this lens, and also from the COVID, we learned that where the talent is, we are there. Everybody wants to be there where the talent is. So we did an analysis and we came back to know that we don't use the word tier 2 or tier 3 towns because it looks like looking some sort of a downward. We call them as emerging tech clusters. So our head goes up. And when we say this, we mean it. So emerging tech clusters, then we define these clusters in the neighborhood of the Bangalore. So we have a Mysore, which is one. Mangalore is a second. And third is the Hubli, Belgaum, Dharwad. In these clusters, we replicated a model. So what we did is, we identified some local industry champions there and create them as my advisory board for the cluster. We said, okay, fine, we hire a person from our team, he or she will work under them, not reporting to me directly. The strategies that they designed for growing the cluster, for example, the Mysuru cluster became a hub of already existing IT, ITS, and electronics and semiconductor. We gave an edge on cyber security, and create a center of excellence, a lot of startups coming in place, skill development happens. I'm very happy to share with you, Netherlands friends are here. We had a fantastic exercise with the Netherlands, where the startups from Bangalore and Mysuru, they travel to Netherlands there and have now looking at the partnership between those two things. So imagine a emerging tech cluster, the model that we adopted is showing results. Likewise in Bangalore, a fintech hub. Likewise in Hubli, AI hub. All these hubs are now crossing boundaries of not the state of Karnataka, not the crossing boundaries of India, and actually collaborating with the different parts of the world. So this is the model that we have adopted in terms of emerging tech clusters.
Yeah. And you know, one thing that I was noticing is the layer of university density in each of these clusters. Can you just unpack that a little bit?
Thank you so much for reminding me this number, right? On an average in these cities, these three cities, roughly around 20 to 25,000 engineering graduates comes out on an average per annum basis. We have currently somewhere around 40 to 70,000 people of digital economy employed in this region as on today, with all levels of the job profiles. And then the world-class infrastructure which comes into play. On top of this, if we become industry as a co-owner in driving the growth of the economy, of digital economy, wonders and wonders and wonders.
Excellent. So, you know, that's really the core. The talent is there. And, you know, what KDEM was able to successfully do in the last 3 years, which is almost a miracle, is take the growth beyond Bangalore. Because if everyone is coming here, then there is overheating, there is inflation, you know, housing problems. You know, we read in Canada there are no houses for people, and, you know, they are saying don't come and stuff like that. So before that problem comes, you have somehow cracked it and said, hey, these are young people from Mysore, from Hubli. They want to stay closer to their parents and at home. Why everybody rushes here? Of course, they can come for meetings and something, but otherwise they can do the development there, and that beyond Bangalore was able to achieve.
Correct.
Right?
Absolutely.
Now I have the very interesting other part. I also see that now KDEM is connecting and linking with global ecosystems, because in today's world, if one says, okay, I will just do something for India, maybe we will fall behind because we need to be globally competitive. So can you throw some light on what you are doing, one, and two, what you are open to do? Because I know you guys are visionaries, so even before the problem comes, you will have ideas. So please share those ideas, because we are live streaming this and we have around 300 people watching us from 17 countries. So we would like those listening to us, if they have to come and contact KDEM, what can they quickly start with you, where you can tell them A, B, C. So can you share that?
Sure. First of all, if anybody from the world wants to look at India, the lens is from Bangalore. A.
Big round of applause.
And if it is a lens from Bangalore, then your dear friend KDEM is in front of you to welcome you. Now, that's a real one part of the story from a perspective of shaking hands. The second is, we're looking at a Global Innovation Alliance. Our Department of ITBT is engaged with almost right now more than around 30 countries where we have a Global Innovation Alliance. Now, Innovation Alliance means what? How do we create a startups coming together and talking? How do we make our startups to go to those regions and understand and get exposure, or maybe capital exposure, to the market exposure, to the mentorship exposure? And likewise, the startups from their community coming here in Bangalore and we giving them. Fortunately, the ecosystem that I'm talking about here in Karnataka, and likewise, let's say just talking to Berlin or talking to other countries, they also have a fantastic ecosystem established there. And I think the comparative study that we can do is, we both are equal partners. The knowledge should not have any boundaries there. And if we as an enabler can provide that platform, so our policies, the Government of Karnataka's policy on startup enables startups to travel. We fund them also. We also fund them for, IP restriction as well.
Well, let me repeat that. So they're saying that if the startup is competitive and good enough, they can get funding lines to also travel and support as they globalize. Correct?
Correct. And the second point is that we also have a launch pad. So if the other startup from other regions wants to have an Indian market access, they want to interact with Indian VCs here, absolutely pleasure. Please join us. We will welcome you. We will take you along to the ecosystem players. We'll also introduce you to the markets like industries and OEMs and others where they can find your product and services to be done. We can also connect with the VCs. We have center of excellence set up in every technology front that you're thinking about, from an IoT, from an AI, from a space stack. As a space stack example, just to give you an example, we are the highest in terms of 32 startups which has been there in India. 18 out of them, 32 are based out of Bangalore, 18 has got funded, and can imagine in last 18 months or so, $323 million has been funded to space tech here. So if the emerging tech fields, if the world is looking at it, Bangalore offers an opportunity of collaboration. So not only this field, you can go to aerospace and defense, you can go to IoTs, you can go to AIs, you can go to medtech. In all these segments, we have set up center of excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, we have around 18 to 19 plus center of excellence funded by the government.
Let's give a round of applause. Right? So these centers of excellence, for example, in gaming, VFX, and all these, they bring together the key actors. And so, can you share about the ESDM cluster? Because I think that might be very interesting. We'll have also other presentations later where you will learn of one such cluster in Hubli. We have Deshpande startups here, and they will show you what they are doing. Very, very interesting. But when you see these centers of excellence really take innovation to the next level, because for a startup, as they build their first product, it's very expensive to prototype, and KDEM is doing something amazing. So, Sanjeev, please unlock that.
One statistic which I want to share, I talk about ESDM, but on AI itself, friends, from the global partnership that you're looking at it, around 1,700 to 1,800 startups on AI are working from Karnataka state. And can you imagine, out of those, around 686, around 700 have been got funded very, very heavily, roughly around $9.74 billion to the existing ecosystem of AI. Don't miss this opportunity, friends. Let's collaborate. Let's collaborate in as much as we can by the communities around the world and the community of startup here in Karnataka. On the ESDM side, friends, I want to share with you, 100 chip design companies operate from Bangalore.
100?
100.
Okay.
100 chip design companies. You pick up anyone. Recently, AMD has announced to go for 3,000 plus VLSI engineers on chip design here in Bangalore. And AMD is the largest. From the market perspective, they have already overgrown from Intel as well. So they are doing that. They are also setting up the offshore design centers in these cities like Mysore and Bangalore and Hubli. So today, Bangalore is the real hub, but it has crossed the boundaries to set up those VLSI skills and chip design engineers there. 100,000 PhDs has been given a jobs in these big fabless companies and chip design companies. What we're trying to do is from here to the manufacturing. And we have set up 4 ESDM clusters where the manufacturing can happen. So under your network, if anybody is looking at creating a design, innovation, or a manufacturing, we have very specific areas laid down for various purposes. And hence, we want to take it forward from a partnership perspective. You pick up an EV, you pick up a drone, your e-vehicles, flying cars, talking about of the medtech, aerospace and defense, all manufacturing of this kind is actually from electronic sides is happening here. Foxconn, the largest center for setting up their manufacturing plant here is in Bangalore. Boeing, largest design and manufacturing is going to happen here. So all these are in Bangalore. And I think at this time, we need to have a focus also on semiconductor, which is to look at how do we can have more fabs coming in place. We are looking for partnership with the display fabs especially. And if anybody from your network, you can connect us with someone. We would be happy to have a very strong engagement with them, give them the understanding about Karnataka and Bangalore, and say, hey, how we can make you a red carpet treatment for you to come down and be a partner with us.
Excellent. So the red carpet is laid out. KDEM will be there to welcome any partner that wants to unlock a sustainable future with Karnataka and with Bangalore. Well, all that's left to do is do something. So the time for discussion is over, the time for action begins, and we have seen Sanjeev has also come here with his team, so I can see Gaurav, I can see Suvin, I can see his whole team is here. That's how seriously they, take up this thing, and they said to me they need a separate room to discuss bilateral and, to initiate instead of waiting for another day, another meeting. Let's do it today. Let's give a big round of applause to Sanjeev and KDEM. And any final words?
Yeah, thank you. And I look forward to hear from you as well. But two things, we are doing a Bangalore Tech Summit. And this Bangalore Tech Summit is the 28th year of its edition. So it's not a 1 or 2 years. We have been successfully running this Asia's largest tech event. And this is not an event where we talk of MOU signing or investments, etc. This is pure play of technology celebration. We admire, appreciate, learn a technology which has been coming up. So it is somewhere around 19th to 21st of November, and I invite all of you and your ministerial delegations. In fact, some of the head of the states of different countries participate into this event. We have ministerial delegations coming out from various countries, so it's very welcoming. We also have industry and startup delegations coming in this, in this event. We welcome them as well, and we also curate certain parallel sessions for their interest. So they want to experience of, let's say, semiconductor, they want to do experience on AI, they want to experience on something else. We curate those sessions. So I humbly request you to please look out for a BTS summit, and do please see if you want to participate with your startups or with the ministerial delegations or industry. We'd be happy to collaborate. That's one. And I think my dear friend Madan must have talked about of the TIE Global Summit coming up here. We are the co-host, the KDEM and the TIE Bangalore are the co-host. This is again the Olympiad of Entrepreneurship, quote unquote, defined by Madan. But I'm using the word add attached is we're trying to promote a democratization of entrepreneurship in this concept. In terms of what do you mean by democratization of entrepreneurship? And in this democratization of entrepreneurship, are there real examples? And if there's examples, how we can learn with each other. So it's like 50,000 entrepreneurs coming to the city here. And the last event is going to happen in Mysore. Dear friends, Mysore is the kingdom which started setting up the state of Karnataka. If you are come here to Bangalore and if you don't visit Mysore, you are missing, you're not actually seeing the real picture of the kingdom of the state, right? So please do visit that. The last leg of the event of TIE Global Summit, which is from 9th to 12th of December, is in Mysore and in the Mysore Palace. So if you have seen the Bangalore Palace, the Mysore Palace is far bigger. In the palace, we'll have our celebrations there, and we will have to see the entrepreneurship awards, global awards, and etc. coming on that place. I look forward to see you in both the events as possible, if not at least in one for sure.